A recent college graduate, passing the NATA BOC in the first attempt, being granted an interview for the job I've wanted, and receiving that job. The offer sheet, $15,000 a year salary in the year 2001. Take it or leave it, the offer's not going to stand forever. People are waiting in line for it, and I need to make a decision. Who would take such an offer? I did. Athletic Training Abuse: Permanent Problem or Fixable Situation? By Joseph H. Benge. What is abuse? As defined within Merriam-Webster, abuse is improper or excessive use or treatment. As seen by the definition, abuse can extend beyond the mental or physical type that we're accustomed to hearing about in society. Is abuse truthfully present within athletic training? The answer, simply put, is yes. Athletic trainers are exposed to and traditionally accept workplace abuse. Alice McLean discussed the difficult workloads with multiple job demands placed upon an athletic trainer in the workplace. One of the main questions to be asked is if athletic trainers open themselves to abuse in the workplace. McLean brings to light the fact that athletic trainers chose their profession due to their passion for the field. That passion that drives athletic trainers to strive and to represent their field with the highest professionalism also opens them to take on more than they should be responsible for and hurting themselves down the line. No matter the area or setting of employment, athletic trainers are typically forced to wear multiple hats above and beyond true athletic training. From the high school setting, where a single athletic trainer is deemed responsible for teaching and administration on top of the health care they're truthfully there to perform, to the professional level, where the athletic trainer is the traveling secretary, the equipment manager, the accountant, and on top of that, the athletic trainer for the multi-million-dollar athlete ownership has invested so much time and money into. As Brummels and Beach discuss the overwhelming situations athletic trainers find themselves in, they bring up several good points under what has become known as role overload. Role overload can be defined as an employee finding it difficult to perform professional responsibilities that are excessive. Finding the time to balance possible teaching roles, necessary administrative duties, as well as the daily tasks of athletic training can lead to mental stress and possible levels of workplace abuse that other coworkers don't experience despite equal or possibly stronger experience as well as resume. For many different reasons as well as motives, athletics, from high school to college and up to the professional ranks, are a year-round venture. Athletes and coaches alike strive to improve daily. That is especially true during the off-season. While demands for athletic training coverage has grown over the years to almost a 12-month-a-year request, athletic training staffs have not grown to alleviate the demands of the year-round sports. One tremendous sticking point for the athletic trainers is job description. If the initial job description doesn't say extra coverage for those off-season sports, then is it the athletic trainer or athletic training staff's responsibility to provide coverage? If the answer is yes, and it does go beyond the established job description, are these institutions responsible for reevaluating the staff as well as the compensation originally agreed to before extra demands were placed upon the athletic training staff? The overworked and thinned out athletic training staffs are spread so thin that it is like Patikin and Klossner say, it is impacting the health and welfare of the student athlete. There is no true timetable for the eye-opening experience of abuse. Many athletic trainers may see the proverbial light very early on, before they set a poor precedent for not only themselves but future generations, while other athletic trainers may either truthfully be content in their situation or choose to stay quiet due to fear of losing their job or tarnishing reputation. No matter the individual timing, mental and personal tolls do occur, and abuse will only exacerbate the situation. Mensch and Wham do an excellent job of bringing up several points, and three of those points that take mental and personal tolls on athletic trainers are balancing family and personal life, unavailable flexible scheduling, as well as lack of childcare. Even more of a toll is explored by Goodman et al. When the balance of pregnancy as well as childbearing enter into the equation. With unflexible scheduling and lack of childcare, the female athletic trainer has few choices when faced with pregnancy, as well as returning to work post-pregnancy. A 9 to 5 work week Monday through Friday. Holidays off. Snow days off. 2 weeks of paid vacation taken at leisure, not at the mercy of a schedule. These are several things that most, if not all, athletic trainers do not get to experience during the course of their career. As mentioned, Wham sharply pointed out, as well as gave several good examples of athletic training abuse. They exist in the form of long hours, early morning, late evening, and weekend job requirements, required work on holidays, low number of staff, as well as hard work and long hours for low wages. Low number of staff can best be represented by just looking at the staffs afforded basketball at the collegiate level. Many basketball teams with a roster of anywhere from 14 to 16 have 4 to 5 coaches. Many athletic training programs have 5 athletic trainers on staff and take care of many more athletes and have many more responsibilities. Required work on holidays many times is dependent on the teams you're working with. At the professional level, that could be 4th of July, it could be Memorial Day. In the NFL, it could be Thanksgiving. At the collegiate level, it could be Christmas away from home to be a part of a Christmas basketball tournament. Early morning at the collegiate level many times constitutes teams fighting for limited field space. Despite the early arrival and the shortened day for possibly the other staff, the athletic trainer's day carries on as normal due to other potential practices later in the day. Late evening practices are a great example of off-season workouts that the athletic training room now has on their plate. Teams will take a last shot on the field for a, quote, convenience of everyone. During the weekend, many times one, if not two of the days are busy with game coverage, from a primary team to a possibly auxiliary coverage, including off-season tournaments such as lacrosse or soccer. In regards to salary, hard work as well as long hours for low wages aren't constituted very well or reflected. According to Payscale.com, the average athletic trainer salary as of May 20th, 2009 was $38,692. Not a very strong reflection for a profession where long hours of 60-plus hour work weeks as well as heavy demands are placed on shoulders. Athletic trainers have become socialized to accept working conditions that would be inconceivable to other professionals. That quote from Mention Wham is an outstanding example of what athletic administration recognizes. Athletic administrators recognize that athletic trainers will work longer hours and they will do it for less money. But until athletic trainers shake that socialization out of their system, they will continue to be pushed down by the same administrators that recognize this fact. As Mazerol and Bruning discussed, many times the athletic trainer completes one season and then blends directly into their next team as well as season without either a lull or a break. This scenario of unrealistic expectations takes its toll upon the athletic trainer. Their families suffer due to their non-stop schedules as well as 60 to 70 hour work weeks, coupled with their below average compensation for hours put on the job. Athletic trainers also have no personal control over their schedules, since coaches as well as administrators have the ultimate say over the schedule. Coupled with that, many times the athletic trainer still continues to cover an out-of-season sport. For example, lacrosse in the spring could be the primary sport, soccer in the spring would be the secondary sport. Vice versa come fall. Lacrosse has fall tournaments, soccer has regular season. The athletic trainer is spread thin and many times has to make a call on which practice they'll cover by how much contact is going to be in the practice that day. Being spread thin leads to unrealistic expectations both at home as well as on the field. While an athletic trainer might already be overwhelmed by workplace abuse, they inadvertently subject themselves to another type of abuse, and that's self-abuse. Athletic trainers have a tendency to neglect their personal well-being while looking out so intently upon their athletes, making sure they're in proper health as well as well-being. Athletic trainers experience more times than not a lack of sleep, poor eating habits, as well as minimal exercise. Much of this can be blamed on the old mentality of work ethic defining an athletic trainer's worth. Athletic trainers need personal time as well as mental clarity just as much as the next person. Making them prisoners only leads to more stress and abuse through inadvertent confinement. Per collegeathletictrainersociety.com or CATS.com, athletic trainers possess an adapt, improvise, and overcome mentality. It's this can-do mentality that leads athletic trainers down a stressful path, because we always adapt to situations. When in doubt, we'll improvise our way, and we'll overcome any situation that's faced in order to succeed. At what point do athletic trainers hurt themselves by helping their very own profession? While the question proposed does initially sound preposterous, it is actually a legitimate question when applied towards the education of student athletic trainers. Mensch points out in his paper that the ACI, or Approved Clinical Instructors, who supervise as well as instruct student athletic trainers, receive minimal compensation for their work. Teaching as well as mentoring has become expected within athletic training. The reward given to the ACI in place of monetary reward is the extra help lent to them by the student athletic trainers during their hours in the athletic training room, despite their limited competency as well as limited knowledge. Is this truthfully helping the athletic training profession, or is this just another way to keep costs down? Less staff or no monetary rewards keeps costs status quo. Although mentoring is the right thing to do in the profession of athletic training, does doing it for free help or hurt the profession? While we may not get the answer 100% correct, it is safe to say that the increasing workload without compensation stays in line with the high work, low compensation pattern we already see within the athletic training profession.